What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode. As you can see, we're not fishing, primarily ice fishing, because this El Nino winter, if you're an ice angler and you're in the north, you know it has been a super warm winter. Even out in like Minnesota, Wisconsin, like they're having a tough time getting on ice. So hopefully it looks like 2 weeks from now I will be on the ice filming a bunch of videos for you guys. I'm super excited to get on the hard water. As you can tell, I got a new hoodie. Shout out to May, my fiance, got me a sweet ice season hoodie. Super excited about that. But we are going to be doing a little video about the Yak Attack. Kayak guys, you know Yak Attack. You know they came out with these new version of this crate, I think maybe 2 years ago, if not last year, but I want to say about 2 years ago. And I just want to show you guys a little modification that I did on mine. I run the Top Water 120 PDL by Old Town. If you run the newer Sportsman 120, the live well might be a little bit different shaped and depending on your kayak. But that's why you might see these rod holders higher. But in general, this is the 13 by 16 inch Yak Attack Black Pack. As you see here on the front, I added a little strap with a bolt through, and this is just because my battery actually sits right in front of this, and I put a battery tray and a piece of foam to keep the battery up off the kayak, and then I strap my 100 amp Z Pro battery in just for safety. If I would flip this thing strapped, it should not fall out easily. It could possibly still fall out. It's not a perfect strap system, but just to help, just in case I would flip, it should hold it together. So that's why this little strap is added on here. As you can see, I got 3 rod holders on each side, and you may see that they're higher up. Again, the only reason that these are higher and not stable or level like the ones on the back is just because my live well, my tank in the back behind my seat where my pack goes, is a little bit thinner. And as you can see here, that these at the bottom are angled, and if I lift them up like I did, it allows me to fit a full 3 and 3, which I just realized this later into this season, not too long ago. I had 3 on one side and 2 on one side leveled, but I couldn't fit a third because it starts to narrow in the back of my kayak. But they hold 4 bolts, screws in these rod holders. They're super stable, so I just took, going up one higher, you just lose 1. So now I have 3 instead of 4, but these things are locked on there. These are to clip onto your rod holders if you don't know already, or not rod holders, these are to clip onto your rods, so if you would flip, you don't lose your rods. That's why these are higher. Normally, most guys you see will have them level, but I just had to go higher so I can maximize it. But the upgrade I want to do and show you guys is on the back here. So what I did was, you can only add 2 rod holders on here because of the hinges for the lid. So if you guys haven't already put together one of these, it takes a while. There's like 1,000 screws to put these all together. But as you see here, the hinges for the lid are here. So if you tried to put 2, or where this end one and this end one is, you can't because of the hinges here. So what I did, I actually saw it on Kayak USA YouTube channel. He gave me the idea. He did something pretty similar. But what all I did was, if you can see right here, you can see it sticking out right here, is a $20 cutting board off of Amazon, which I'll have linked down in the description below. But cutting boards, a lot of that material is what you get your mounts made out of, aftermarket mounts made out of. It's pretty similar, this is a 1/2 inch cutting board. You want a 1/2 inch, like I said, I'll have linked the exact one, but you want a 1/2 inch so that way it pushes off enough that you clear these hinges. But that's what a lot of kayaks are, aftermarket parts are made out of. There's stuff like cutting board. So this is super durable, isn't going anywhere. So what I did was, as you see here, it's a 1/2 inch cutting board. I had to cut an angle here so I could still strap it down because I use these corner straps that are attached on both sides. And then what I did was I just adjusted the length. I cut it so it's even flat with the Yak Attack crate right here. Doesn't go down to where the feet are. And then I had to adjust it to where I don't know if you guys can tell, right where the hinges bottom out on it, I had it I just did, measured it so that way this cutting board is flush with the bottom of the Yak Attack Black Pack, and then flush right where that first bottom screw on these hinges go. So like I said, it's a 1/2 inch cutting board, which then pushes back past the hinges for the lid. So what you'll see here is, I'll throw some overlay right here, as you can see that the bolts, I had to get my own bolts instead of screws, because normally there's screws in here that go into each hole in this lid and all over each hole. But what I did was, I needed to be able to bolt it on, so I lined up the holes that I needed and drilled completely through the cutting board and the back of the Black Pack. So what it is, instead of screws, it's bolts. So I literally have washers and lock nuts right on this thing, so it goes completely through. Technically it's not waterproof, but even before I did this, if you get any type of water in your bottom, it technically seeps up through the Black Pack. They're not waterproof to begin with, totally. So but like I said, you could put some waterproof sealant on it when you're going to bolt it in to really help a little bit, but it hasn't really mattered for me or affected me at all. So all it is like I said, 1/2 inch cutting board. You adjust it to the sides. If you use the corner piece, you might have to angle it. It's just measuring on your own, but flush with the bottom where these hinges start, and then flush with the bottom of the Black Pack, and then take your time, figure out what holes you need first. And I believe, if I remember correctly, I drilled completely through the back of the Black Pack first, and then lined up the cutting board where I wanted it, and then came from inside the Black Pack back through the hole to then go through the cutting board, so that way they all lined up. Try to do your 4 corners first, get your outer 2 on first, get them bolted, and then you don't really have to hold it anymore once you get 2 to 4 bolts in, and then you can just do the center ones. But there you have it, guys. That's how I added 2 extra rod holders on the 13x16. If you're a tournament guy or gal, tournament angler in general, certain guys and gals like to have lots of rods like myself. I used to have a crate that held 10 rods, but there was no lid on it. Didn't like it in the rain. At least this pretty much, like I said, it's not totally waterproof from the bottom seeping up if it's sitting in water, but in the rain, this thing keeps everything nice and dry in here. Lots of storage in here. I don't have anything yet in here. It's pretty empty. I put just my tackle in here, as you can see here, my tackle, the foam, the battery tray that I use for the buckle on the front here, and that's it. But now I have 10 rod holders, back to 10, plus the 2 in the kayak. But as a tournament angler, 1, I hate to retie personally, and 2, I just enjoy having lots of rods, having all the techniques I think that would work in a tournament. So hope this helps you out, guys. And if you have a Black Pack, you could do it for the 16x6, any of the sizes, but I'll link the cutting board down below. This is the exact one I use to work for the wider side of the 13-inch side of the 13x9 Black Pack. Realistically, you do it on anything and just add some extra, depending on where your hinges are. Even if it was on the 9-inch side, you could put a smaller cutting board to at least still be able to use extra rod tubes there. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, again, ice season is finally coming. Hopefully, cross your fingers, and we'll be out on the ice filming videos for you guys. And hope you guys enjoyed the videos. Subscribe down below if you haven't already. Thank you for all the continued support, and we'll see you on the next video, guys. Peace.